in some way your content, because you're putting out your content to attract your market. You're putting out your content to maintain your purpose. So you're putting out content with and on purpose. You're putting out your content to maintain the purpose, your reasoning why, so that you portray your reasoning why to the world. And then you post on purpose because you know what you're about to post is going to attract the market you wanted it to, is going to portray the purpose you wanted it to. And so purpose and market dictate the content you put out. And remembering, as we've talked about, to get yourself that USP and to portray that USP properly. Remembering to remain irreplaceable. We always talk about that. The one thing that makes us all different, our difference is what makes us great. The fact that we are all irreplaceable, the fact that we all see the world differently and we all have something different to bring to the world is what makes us great. Now, if you don't focus on that, then you could just be anybody. And they have no reason to follow you long term. As we're saying, you can put out good haircuts, but let's face it, everybody does good haircuts. You look on Instagram now, most people do amazing haircuts. So what makes you different if you're just putting out good haircuts? You need to give them something else. You need to give them you. And that's the only way I can say it. You need to give yourself to your world. You do that, and your content will always be relevant. So when working with your content, yes, you need to portray yourself to your world, but you also need to maximize who can see it. Because when you're posting, because of the way that social media works and the fact that only 10 to 20% of your followers are going to see the photos or videos you post. So because of the algorithm, because of who's going to see it and the limitation on who's going to see it from your followers, you need to make sure that you're appealing to people outside of your followers too. You need to make sure that you're appealing to new people. So the way that your market then can help you when you appeal to new people is if people see your work, your page on Instagram, because they were searching a hashtag, because they were looking at page tags, if they search these and they find you, when they remember that their friend posted about you, or when they remember, or when they see that their friend follows you, when they see their friend follows you, when they see their friend likes your work, they are then more likely to look and invest themselves into your work. So, remembering your market dictates the opportunities you're going to get. It helps you and provides more opportunities in terms of growth, because again, if people see their friends are following you, they are more likely to follow you too. So you're always appealing to your friend's friends, your follower's friend, and using things like the hashtags, the photo tag. Remembering purpose plus market plus content equals community. Purpose plus market plus content equals community. Remember that, it is key. Working with and on purpose to build your market and posting and using your content to attract more market. Some of the things we're going to be talking about today as we go through is tactics. Understanding how to be tactical when we post. So we're talking day, time, to meet and match your demographic. So it's not just about the day and time where you are. And what we're going to talk about today as we go through is understanding that when I'm posting, I'm always in different places around the world. And so my time zone, when it comes to posting, isn't just the time that I'm in. It's the time that my demographic is in. And that's what we're going to be working on today as well. Your content is essentially a showcase for your purpose. Your content is a showcase for your purpose to attract market. This is what you need to remember. Maintain your purpose. Put up content with and on purpose to attract your market, which then enables you to diversify and enhance your purpose. As simple as can be, you have to be eye-catching. You have to be eye-catching. And some of the things we're going to talk about today is understanding how to understand if your image is going to be eye-catching or not. So with the hashtags and the photo tags, make sure you use the maximum of both. There is no point only hashtagging one or two things if your aim is to grow. If you're trying to get more and more people to see what you're doing, you need to research the best hashtags for you to use and why. And you need to research that and use the maximum you can. With the photo tags, tag the pages you want to see it. Now, what we're going to talk about later today is understanding who to tag, when and why. But essentially, in short, tag the pages you want to see. If you want to be reposted, tag repost pages. If you want certain barbers to see it, tag those barbers. Tag who you want to see it. And for me personally, I would always advise, don't just simply tag barbers that you look up to so that they see it. Tag people who can help you expand your world. So when we're talking about day and time, We're talking about understanding the time zone is of your demographic. You need to understand, and this is where having a business account on Instagram, having a business account on social media can help you, because it provides you with the insight so you can see who follows you, where they're from, how old they are, sex, everything. You can see everything about your demographic, so you can build a profile of your demographic. Now, with mine, I have a huge percentage of my following from Brazil. So I think it's 21% of my following is from Brazil. 21% of my following is from Brazil. I think it's 18% from America. So the bulk of my demographic is built up from Brazil, the USA, and the UK. So when I'm posting, the time that I need to be posting needs to be relevant to all three of these. It needs to be relevant so that each and every single one of these can and will have more opportunity to see what I've just posted. So when I'm working, I always post between 8:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. UK time, so GMT. So with your content, with your profile, you need to understand that having a business profile, as we said, a business profile will help you to understand your demographic more, because it provides you with the insights as when's the most popular times to post, what day is the most popular time to post. And I see barbers still out there who are trying to grow and have private profiles. Honestly guys, if you're looking to grow as a business, if you're looking to use social media to get yourself a presence within the industry, you have to have a public profile, because one of the key things to understand is that the world never sleeps. And what I mean by that is, when you're asleep in your time zone, there's people everywhere around the world who are in the middle of their day, who are in their evenings, who are looking at social media, who are researching social media. So when you're asleep, so much can be happening on your social media, so much growth can be happening on your social media. If people look on your page and see it's private, it makes them less inclined to follow you, because they can't see your work in the first place. They can't see what's there in the first place. They don't feel like they can have a browse. And it doesn't look inviting. It doesn't look inviting. If you're trying to entice people to come into your world, you need to invite them in. If your page is private, it does not invite them in. If anything, it says, I don't want you in. And so people will then feel like they don't want to request it, so they won't. Having a public profile means that when you're asleep, when you're busy, when you're not on your phone, if you think about it logically, if you look on your phone, it probably tells you you're probably on your phone 2 to 3 hours a day maximum. There's 24 hours in the day. If you're only on your phone for 2 hours a day, and there's 24 hours in a day, just think about how much you're limiting the chances of people following you if your page is not public. If your page is public, it means that for the other 22 hours in the day that you're not on your phone, people are looking and browsing and following. Meaning your world is growing and developing residually. You're not having to do anything and it's growing, because the content is on there to enable it to grow. The content is on there so people want to see it, they want to be involved, and they're going to follow you, they're going to send you a message, they're going to like it, whatever they're going to do, they're going to do. But you allowing them and inviting them in immediately sets off a good tone. So again, that may be very basic, but I promise you, I've seen so many barbers who are private, and I cannot for me understand business-wise why they would be so. When you have your bio, you need to make sure your bio on your profile is a clear, concise depiction of your purpose. You need to make sure that you're getting across your purpose clearly and directly through your bio, because that's the first thing they see. Your bio is the first thing they see. If your bio does not depict the purpose you want to get across, the purpose you're working with, your vision, if your bio does not showcase to them what's going to be involved by following you, it immediately dampens the chances of them following. And so you need to understand how social media works. Think about the consumer. Think like a consumer. Your feed is physical content and advertisement of what you're doing. So between your bio and your feed, you need to make sure this is organic as possible. You need to make sure this is organic as possible, because then as people see it, they know what's going to be involved with following you. So you want to have an organic following. You want people to be following you who agree with you. You don't want people to follow you hoping they enjoy what they see. You want people following you excited for when you post next, because they know by following you they're going to enjoy it. By following you they're going to enhance their own world. Again, what we always talk about, Every single thing in your world needs to be in your world because it's enhancing what was there before. And the same goes for everybody following you. You need to think like them. They're going to be following you. They're going to be looking at Instagram thinking that they want to follow people who are going to enhance them. So you, through your bio, through your feed, through your entire profile, need to show to them, before they see any new content, that you are going to enhance them and enhance maybe their opportunities, enhance their motivation, enhance any aspect of their life. But they need to see something that shows them that you're going to enhance them. Understanding that with your content, your stories are a more regular, consistent way to get across your purpose and your energy. It's a little bit more casual, but it's vital in your growth, because you can be persistent with your posting on your stories without annoying people. I know it sounds dumb, but think like the consumer. If you post 10 times a day, every day, I don't care what you're posting, a lot of people are going to get fed up with seeing these posts. I promise you. Think like a consumer. Of course, you just skip through them. They would pay no relevance. Whether they unfollow you or not, they're not going to be looking at your post if they keep just scrolling, if you keep posting them on your feed. And if you do keep posting them on your feed, you're having too many posts. Your feed needs to be a condensed, clear and consistent version of your purpose, of your energy, of what you're trying to get across. Your stories are a more casual way where you can be more persistent with an exact message. And understand how to think like them too. When you're posting a story, think. If I'm watching stories, when I'm watching stories, what do I normally do? And I'll be honest with everybody, you flick through. You just tap straight through the stories. So if you want to get a message across to people, think about how the vast majority of people are going to watch your stories. Most people are going to skip through them, or at least click through them fast. So if you want to get their attention, you're going to have 2 or 3 posts at least of a similar thing. So by the time they've clicked through, they've seen the same thing a few times and have read it and taken in the message. So if you're trying to post about an event, if you're trying to post about a product, if you're trying to post about an offer at the shop, whatever it is, you post it 3 times in a row on a story, or similar posters 3 times in a row on a story, they're going to have actually seen the whole message without even meaning to. Meaning that then they might pay attention and go back and watch it and actually swipe up or whatever they may do. You need to remember that your content is a continual affirmation of your purpose to your market. So with posting, understanding your content, understanding what you want your content to do and what it needs to achieve and how your content needs to portray your purpose, that then helps you to understand how to directly post. Because posting builds content. And so what you want to do with your posting is you want to portray an organic energy. As we were saying, you want to gain an organic following. So if you want to have, again, think it, we're breaking everything down as small as possible, as always. If you want to have an organic market, you need to have organic content. If you want to have organic content, you need to have organic posts. And you need to post with organic energy. And for all of these things to be organic, to have organic energy throughout everything you do and you portray, you need to have an organic purpose. You need to have a true understanding of your purpose so that you can act with it and on it at all times. As we talked about, the energy is what makes your post relevant. The physical haircut, as we said, if you can go all over Instagram now and find good haircuts. If anything, you'll struggle to find a bad haircut. So, you need to remember that what makes you different if all of the haircuts are good? The only thing that makes you different is your energy with the posts. Now, obviously, as you go through, sometimes my purpose for individual posts changes to direct creativity. It changes to something directly that's completely different. You'll have seen through my posts that I like to do creative haircuts, and creative haircuts that sometimes people wouldn't normally do and are very out of the ordinary. And so yes, they themselves are eye-catching. But when you can pair that with an organic energy as well, it stands out from the crowd more than anything. But it is the energy itself that makes the post relevant. Whether I post a fundamental haircut or a creative one, the energy still stays the same. Which is why I have a bank of followers that follow me for creative work. But I also have some that follow me for the energy itself. I have some that follow me for the fundamental haircuts. I have my clients that follow me. I have people who want education that follow me. I have all of these different elements to my followers, to my community, because the energy is the same throughout everything. Because what the energy does, as we talked about, is it holds everybody's attention long term.